What's up, people? Welcome back to Invest with T-Claus. My name is Tevi, and this channel is dedicated to my investment journey, along with coverage on crypto, Tesla, Neo, Virgin Galactic, and ChargePoint. Come for the information and stay for the perspective. So we are less than a week away from the October delivery numbers being released, and the Neo stock just flashed a bullish signal from a technical analysis standpoint. More on that later in the video. After topping off at $7.75 to start the month of October, is it finally time for the next run up to try and claim the $8 level? I would say possibly, and that's because we do have a few things going for us that could support this move up. And so in today's video, I'll go over the latest news around the NEO stock, then we'll take a look at the latest analyst ratings. We have a new analyst upgrade here to cover, and I'll close with my thoughts on what I'm personally doing as far as buying, holding, or selling. As always, this is not to be taken as financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is my personal approach to investing and a thought process behind it. I'd recommend watching all the way through so that you don't miss out on anything pertinent I will be sharing. Drop the video a like if you haven't already, and smash that subscribe button. Those are two easy ways to show your support to the channel and help it grow if you appreciate the content. All right, let's get into it. NEO shows no signs of slowing down, with striking more and more strategic partnerships to strengthen its business outlook. After recently announcing that they were going to enter the North African and Middle East market in Q4 this year, NEO has now entered into a new partnership with the UAE Telecoms Group. Though the details were limited on what exactly will be the extent of this new alliance, it is clearly aimed at a minimum at ensuring that NEO vehicles, which are soon to be launched in the region, all have proper connectivity. With this, all now seems set to have an even stronger Q4 delivery performance. Additionally, under their new Power Up initiative, NEO has now secured a new partnership just this week with the Wuhan Shui Scientific Innovation Investment Group. Their goal will be to build another 100 battery swapping stations and further expand the reach of their NEO charging network across China. Remember that the bigger reason why expanding NEO charging matters is the fact that it opens the door to even more OEMs to partner with NEO and pay a premium to access their well-established charging network versus starting their own from scratch. And of course, this goes without saying, but having a bigger, broader network also helps with customer satisfaction, as everyone under the NEO umbrella can now virtually charge anywhere in China on their commute because they're NEO customers, right? The last noteworthy piece of news to highlight is that NEO is now allegedly set to launch 2 new models next year under the Envo lineup. Originally, William Li, NEO's CEO, had officially announced that only a new larger SUV would launch in Q1 next year, and that would be the second model for the Envo lineup. But now there's a rumor that a sedan could also be joining the lineup sometime next year. At the moment, again, it's just a rumor, but it's certainly worth paying attention to. At least I am. And the reason I'm paying attention to is because all of this, right? All of this goes to bolster the enthusiasm analysts covering the stock are feeling. Not to mention how it's steadily being reflected in the NEO stock price. NEO's performance over the last few months is the reason sentiment and recommendations are shifting towards a more bullish stance. And as a result, Rachel Mew, analyst from DBS, has reiterated her buy rating on NEO with an $8 price target. In her note to investors, she cited 3 major reasons for the recommendation. Reason number 1 is increasing sales. Delivery numbers have not only recovered, but are on the rise in part thanks to the Envo L60. Rachel expects delivery for the year to now be at least 224,000 total. That is substantial and would represent a 40% year-over-year improvement, which is frankly massive when you really think about it. Reason number 2 is NEO's financial position thanks to cash infusion it has received from the likes of CYVN. A stronger cash position benefits NEO by giving them more flexibility on where and what to invest in to continue supporting this recovery. For investors, it also means less to no further dilution with at-the-market offerings, at least near to mid-term. Last, but certainly not least, is the growth beyond China. She goes on to specifically call out NEO expanding into the Middle East and North Africa. With this new rating being added, the analyst consensus recommendation is still a moderate buy. That said, it is now made up of 13 ratings versus 12 the last time we spoke. The breakdown is as follows: 8 buy ratings versus 7 prior, 4 hold ratings, no changes here, and still the 1 sell rating. The high end of the range and the low end remain unchanged. The high end comes in at $8.90, and the low end is at $4 even. The average price target has, however, increased from $6.15 to now $6.31. This would suggest a nearly 20% increase from the current level. Our next catalyst is only a week away. What I'm referring to is the delivery numbers for October. And if NEO manages another solid month above the 20K mark, I would not be surprised to see us resume our climb. Now, going full circle, I mentioned at the start of this video that the NEO stock flashed a bullish signal, right? What I was referring to is the golden cross that just formed on the technical chart just over a week ago. A golden cross forms when the 50-day moving average, that's the near-term price action trend, crosses over the 200-day moving average, that's the longer-term price action trend. This signifies a confirmation of the reversal when there is positive momentum. It's a simplified explanation, but in short, this is great. The other thing to note here is that our momentum gauge, the RSI, now sits at 43.75, meaning that the stock has completely cooled off after this last run up, and as a result has plenty of room for upward momentum as it stands. The last few times we spoke, I've been telling you that momentum was back into the NEO stock. That statement is now being backed, right? You can see it in the price action, and it's also reflected in a technical chart. So long as the execution and overall company performance doesn't slip up, the price recovery will continue, in my opinion. And similar to what I told you the last time we spoke, closing out the year above $8 should be feasible. The bottom line here for me is simply this. $5 a share now appears to have a solid support as the new local bottom for the NEO stock. And if you recall, the last time we spoke, I told you to expect this pullback, right? And that I took some profit so that I could buy back in at a lower entry point. Well, we are now at that lower entry point after climbing all the way up to nearly $8. So as far as I'm concerned, it's time for me to buy this dip and further increase my holdings. As I said before, now is the time to use these pullback opportunities to build my position back to the fullest, all while taking these swing trade opportunities when the stock enters the overbought zone. And the reason I'm doing this is because using this approach ensures that I can use profit to help me increase my holdings versus always having to come out of pocket. That's how I see it. But on that note, that is it for me today. If you found value in my content, click the like button and share with others who you think could also benefit from it. And if you feel so inclined, use the thanks button at the bottom of the screen. For my newcomers, subscribe, it's free. And don't forget to ring the notification bell so that you too can stay in the know. I'll be back on Sunday for my weekly video and possibly during the week for an extra one. Till then, you can keep up with me here on X for crypto and NFT related news. Thank you for watching, stay humble, hustle hard, and I'll see you in the next one.